Hello, noble families and students. This is lesson 11.2's video for math. Again, this is an assignment that was put in your spring break packet, so you may already be completed with it. This is a good way to go over those answers that you put down and make sure that they are correct and that you understand exactly what you're supposed to be doing on these math lessons. So I would definitely watch the video. Should only be about 10 minutes long, and then definitely make sure that your answers for the classwork that you did is correct. So let's go ahead and get into the video. This is lesson 11.2. It is on finding perimeter. The question says, how can you measure perimeter? Okay, so how can we measure? So this lesson is going to require you to have a ruler with both inches and centimeters on it. If you do not have a ruler at home, I completely understand. And what you're going to be doing is just taking an estimate of how long you think the sides of the shape are. Okay, so it is good to be able to practice using a ruler, and that's definitely something you want to get prepared to be able to do. So parents, if you have the ability to purchase a centimeter and inch ruler for your scholar, that's great. If not, I completely understand, especially not going out during this time. So just do your best with what resources you have. But let's go ahead and get into this and how exactly you can estimate if you don't have a ruler. Okay? So the first question says you can estimate and measure perimeter in standard units such as inches and centimeters. We want to find the perimeter of the cover of a notebook. So if you have a notebook at home, that's great. If you don't have a notebook, you can just use a piece of paper because that's the same size as a notebook. Or you can just use a book of a similar notebook size, okay? The first step is to actually estimate the perimeter of the notebook in inches and record our estimates. So if you have a ruler at home, you know a ruler is 12 inches long. So to estimate the notebook that you have, probably a good estimate would be for our long sides over here to be about 10 inches. Okay, and our short sides are a little bit shorter, so we're going to say those are about 8, maybe 7 inches long. I'm going to go with 8 this time though. Okay. Step 2 is to actually measure the length of each side of the notebook to the nearest inch. So when you measure your notebook, it answers may vary, but typically a normal sheet of paper is 11 inches by 8 inches. So this 10 is actually probably going to be an 11. Okay. And your 8 should probably stay the same, although it could be close to 9. And again, answers will vary, so your answers might be different than mine if you have that ruler. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and record and add the lengths of the sides measured to the nearest inch. And I forgot step 1, we were supposed to record our estimate. So our estimate would have been 10 plus 10, which is 20, plus 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 is 16, so 20 plus 16. Our estimate would have been 36 inches. Okay. And finding our actual answer, 11 plus 8 plus 11 plus 8. So we have 19. 11 plus 8 is 19, plus 19. And when we add those two numbers together, 19 plus 19, we are going to get an answer. 9 plus 9 is 18. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. We're going to get an answer of 38. So our estimate would have been close if you estimated 10 and 8, because the actual size is pretty close to 10 by 8. 10 and 8. All right, so the perimeter is actually going to be 38 inches. Now, again, your answer might not be exactly the same as mine if you do have a ruler at home. If you don't have a ruler at home, then I suggest putting down what I put down as your answers, okay? Let's go ahead and look at the first couple of questions here. They want us to find the perimeter, and they want us to use an inch ruler to find the length of each side. So make sure you're using your inches side of your ruler if you have one. So I'm just again going to take a guess here. Looking at this, this is not super long. I would guess that this is probably close to 2 or 3 inches would be my guess. At this time, we're going to go ahead and go with 2 inches. And obviously the opposite side is going to be the same. Now these sides are a little bit shorter, so I'm going to guess if this was 2, that we're going to put this as 1 since it's shorter. And we can go ahead and add the lengths. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. And then we're going to end up with a 3 plus 3, since 2 plus 1 equals 3 twice. 3 plus 3. And we're going to get an answer of 6 inches. Okay? If you have your actual ruler, again, the answers may vary, but I'm going to be pretty certain that this is going to be 2 inches on your paper. Okay? So looking at this square shape now, I'm noticing that we're measuring this in centimeters this time. So centimeters are a little bit shorter than inches. So even though this looks to be about the same as this is not going to be 1 centimeter. Okay? I'm going to guess that this is probably going to be closer to 3 or 4 centimeters, maybe even 5. I'm going to go with 4 at this time. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to take a guess of 4. If you have an actual centimeter ruler at home, then your answer is going to be different, or maybe I'm right and it is 4. Okay, so we're going to be adding 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. You could also do 4 times 4 to find the answer, much quicker. Okay, but we're going to have 8 plus 8, which gives us 16. So the perimeter is 16 centimeters. Again, we can double check that by doing 4 times 4, which is also 16. Okay, let's go on to page 632. Again, we're taking a guess here. I'm noticing this triangle, and it's asking us how many inches this is. If we go back to the first page, remember we had a side here that was this long. We said was 1 inch, so we're going to try and stay consistent here. And I'm going to say this is also going to be 1 inch. All right, when I add the sides together, 3 sides, 1 inch each, we're going to have an answer of 3 inches. Okay? Going on to number 2, we have a rectangle here. So, again, I want to stay consistent with what I guessed here. So we said that this was 4. So I'm going to guess that this side here is about the same. I'm going to say this is 4. And I'm going to go, the top's a little bit longer, so I'm going to say it's either 5 or 6. I'm going to go with 5 this time. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and add those sides together. So 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5. And I'm going to end up with 9. This is going to give me 9 plus 9. And that's going to give me an answer of 18 centimeters. Okay? Going on to number 3. We're still in centimeters, I notice. So I'm going to start with the shortest side. That'll help me out. Again, you can measure it with your ruler. I'm going to say this is probably only about 1 centimeter. Going to this side, it's a little bit longer, so this is probably closer to 2 or 3. We're going to go with 3 for this one. Getting even longer now. This side's looking closer to kind of what this side was here, so I'm going to go with 4. And this is the longest side on our shape here. It's probably about as long as this, maybe a little bit longer, so I'm going to go with 6 on this one. And this side here looks pretty similar to this 4 side. I'm going to go with 4 on this one as well. Okay, what we're going to do is go ahead and add these together, all of these sides. So I'm going to have 3 plus 1 is 4. So I'm just going to do 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 6. I can add them in any order, whatever makes sense to me. Right, so now I've got 8 here with the 4 plus 4. I've got 3 plus 1 is 4, and I'm going to add that to 6, and that's going to give me 10. And I'm going to notice that this perimeter is also going to be 18 centimeters. So same perimeter for this shape as we have for this shape. And that kind of makes sense because even though this does have 5 sides, we have 2 very short sides here. Okay? That makes sense. And we're going on to number 4. We want to use an inch ruler this time to find perimeter, and I noticed that all of the sides of this square are the same because it is a square. So inch-wise, again, trying to stay consistent. We said that this was 2 inches right here. So this seems to be about the same as that. So I'm going to go with 2 inches for each of these sides. Could be 3. If you have an actual ruler, you might find that it's 3, but I'm going to guess 2. And I can add all the 4 sides together, or I could simply, since they're all the same, do a 4 times 2, and that's going to give me an answer of 8. Okay, going on to number 5. So I'll get this top side here. This seems to be probably about the same as this, so we're going to go 2 inches here. And this is pretty similar as well. We're going to go 2 inches on this one, 2 inches on this one, and this bottom one's shorter. We're going to go 1 inch. So adding those together, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. We're going to say 7 inches. Alright, and your assignment for that you need to complete and send me a picture of on Google Classroom or through the Google Voice number I have given you is going to be numbers 1 through 5 on page 635. So 1 through 5, number 1's already done for you, so technically you're only doing 4 problems here. So again, you're going to do 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? 2, again, if you don't have a centimeter ruler, take a guess of what you think it is. Try and compare those sides. We have some pretty short sides right here, so think about what those would be. We have a little bit longer side here. And we have a pretty long, or a bit longer side here, and then this one is pretty similar to these 2 sides are pretty similar. I would guess they're about the same here. So I'd probably put the same number for these and the same number for these 2 short ones, and then this is going to be a different number than either of those. Okay. Number 3 says he's got a square sticker and measures 5 inches on each side. So draw yourself a picture of a square sticker with 5 inches on each side. Tell me what the perimeter is. So if he draws a shape that has 6 sides, each side is 3 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the shape? Okay. And number 5 says draw 2 different figures that each have a perimeter of 20 units. So I need 2 different figures. The perimeter is going to be 20 of both. So something I would suggest drawing here is one of your shapes being a square and one of them being a rectangle, and then labeling what the sides need to be to get a perimeter of 20. Okay? And that's your assignment. So best of luck on this page. Don't forget to send me a picture of it either through Google Classroom or the Google Voice number that I've given, and feel free to ask any questions that you might have. If you're confused on any questions, I'm here to help. Other than that, have a great day and look for lesson 11.3's video tomorrow. And that's it. Mr. Koblenz out.